In this session, we will configure sticky session routing so that network traffic can be routed to the same target for a certain period of time. From the search bar, type EC2 and move to the EC2 menu. On the left, move to the target groups. In the list, select the target group named VPC01 ALB Public TG, then go to the Attributes tab and click Edit on the right side. Here, we can configure several behaviors for how the load balancer interacts with its targets. Under Target Selection Configuration, check the box for Turn on Stickiness. When you enable this option, you will see the stickiness type. From this option, you can decide whether to use a cookie generated by the load balancer itself or to use an application-generated cookie to keep session stickiness. In this session, we will go with the load balancer-generated cookie. Below that, we can specify the duration of the stickiness. This determines how long a session should remain to the same target. You can choose from 1 second up to 7 days. To make the test easier, we will set it to 3 seconds. Then click Save Changes. Keep in mind that it might take a few moments for the stickiness setting to take effect. Now let's move to the load balancer screen. Select the load balancer and copy the DNS name. Open a new browser tab, paste it, and press Enter. Once the page is open, press F5 and try refreshing the page several times quickly. You will notice that unlike previous sessions, the page is sticking to the same instance. That's because we enabled the stickiness session. Since we set the duration to 3 seconds, let's wait more than about 5 seconds before refreshing again. After about 5 seconds, press F5 and refresh the page. Now you will see that the page switches to the other instance. This is because the stickiness duration has expired. If you refresh again within 3 seconds again, you will see that the page remains tied to the same instance again. And once more, if you wait around 5 seconds, and refresh again, you can see the web page changed again. So how does sticky session routing work? When you connect to one of the instances behind the target group through the load balancer, a cookie is created to bind that session to a specific instance. For the duration that we configured, in this case 3 seconds, all traffic in that session will continue to go to the same instance. There are many ways you can use sticky sessions. One common use case is to avoid what's known as a login loop, where users are repeatedly asked to log in because their session doesn't stay active across different instances. If you log into a website hosted on one of the servers behind a load balancer, that server will generate a session. But if the load balancer routes your next request to a different server, that session might not be shared and the website can ask you to log in again. From a user's perspective, it feels like you are stuck in a loop where you have to keep logging in. And by enabling sticky sessions, we can avoid this kind of issue. And that concludes the chapter. In this chapter, we have covered how to configure an application load balancer, how to set up path-based routing, and how to implement sticky session routing to keep traffic tied to the same instance. Load balancer plays a critical role in building high availability into your infrastructure by distributing traffic across multiple resources. Load balancer is widely used in real-world environments. So, understanding how to configure target group and load balancer and how they work together will be extremely helpful when you design and manage scalable systems on AWS. In the next chapter, we will set up a NAT configuration to enable internet access for private networks that don't have direct connectivity to the internet.